So yeah, guys, it's June the 19th, 2024, and I'm gonna write another work paper. Certainly, it's gonna be on Article 13 of the Universal Declaration. So the work paper I'm gonna author today, and I'm honestly gonna have published today. I'm gonna publish it myself once again. It's gonna be in Article 13 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. And yeah, so hold on. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to video record this TV instead today.
How they are worried about this in their communities, trying to talk to people about it. What do you want people your age to know? You have a position like this where you can really do some work, or you can really make some change. What do you want to tell other young people?
Yes, I think as young.
So certainly it's, in all honesty, it's June 19th, 2024. I just had to say this once again. Okay, guys. It's June 19th, 2024. It's June 19th, 2024. All right. So it's just going to be a two-page paper, as usual, when it comes to Article 13, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. And that's what I'm going to write on. That's what I'm going to focus on today. It's going to be legal and Hold on. Essentially, the work paper is going to be titled Legal and Political Tenets of the 13th Article of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Legal and Political Tenets of Article 13 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Essentially, that's what it's going to be titled. It's going to be one work paper, 2 pages. And both pages are not going to have the title on top of it, or different titles. It's going to be the same work paper, and it's going to be 2 pages. The length will be 2 pages, okay? I don't want you guys thinking anything crazy whatsoever. Oh, my bad. But no, I'm gonna have to place this in the dryer in all honesty. Okay. Yeah. So it's about. Hold on. It's 10:42 a.m. Okay, well, I can wait for you to. I can wait for you to wake up or whatever it is, and then I can place it in the dryer. Yeah, I can wait.
Like 20 minutes.
Yeah, I should be. I'm going to go to the store and the fast food restaurant, and I'm going to write my work paper as usual. I'm not too sure if you know. I am an author. I do work for the Central Intelligence Agency and so forth. But yeah. So I'll be gone maybe in 20 minutes or so. And I usually get back by the early evening. Nothing serious, but I might place my laundry in there. I might not. I don't know yet. Now, I'm not going to bother you too much, but if I do, it's just to place my laundry in there. I'm not in 20 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Sorry about that. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna have to walk to the well, usually my cars there in Coral Gables. I honestly have 2 cars in Coral Gables. They're parked in the house, in the garage's house. Sorry, I have 2 purchased cars. They're parked in the house garage, or the house's garage. My house's garage. So I don't know why I said that way. But anyway, I do have a house purchased in Coral Gables. It's near the University of Miami's main campus, in all honesty. It was purchased by the Central Intelligence Agency based on compensation. It had nothing to do with my private estate account, what I've detailed. And that account itself is it's not just valued, it's not just worth, but it actually represents $10 million, and it stores, it has saved $10 million, and it's going to be made immediately accessible to me in August 2024 in removing my cover. So that's what I meant by that. It's only owned and managed by me at this particular point, but in removing my cover completely and competently, over the next 2 months or so, I will be able to access it freely and safely. Not even freely, but safely. I don't have any reservation whatsoever, but due to contractual obligations in removing my cover safely, I'll be able to access the $10 million. It's about $10 million in all honesty. And when I say $10 million, I mean 10 million United States dollars. I'm not talking about $9. I'm not talking about $9 million. I'm talking about $10 million USD. I don't want any sort of a joke whatsoever. Okay? That's what I was trying to say, because when I said it's almost $10 million or roughly $10 million, they keep saying, well, that could mean $2,000, and eventually it could appreciate if invested in some sort of fund into $10 million in his mind later on. No, that's not what I mean. That's certainly not what I mean at all. That's just not what I mean at all. That's just not what I mean. I want you guys to know that, in all honesty, I have $10 million in my it's a trust fund and consolidated account that has nothing to do with perceived student loan debt or any other debt. So it's worth $10 million. It stores 10 million United States dollars, immediate and lawful currency, American currency, United States dollars, not cryptocurrency or any other sort of currency. Okay? And it's not all in cash, and it's not mostly in cash. I have it in a regular financial account, protected by the Central Intelligence Agency and observed by INTERPOL. It's not under seizure. It was never under seizure, and it's not under investigation or audit for being seized. There's no IRS issue. I've already spoken, well, my father and we've already spoken to the IRS, and there's just no problem at all. I don't have anything to worry about. Obviously, I know the rules and everything. I don't have to worry about anything. I'm not going to lose any significant money as soon as I open it up. I'm not going to lose any money when I have complete access to it in August 2024. Do you guys understand? So when I have complete access to my $10 million in 2024, it's going to show up in my truest bank account, that's noted as being mine by me, Shawn Dexter John. Okay, it's going to say $10 million, and there's not going to be any deduction by the IRS or anyone else, or any child payment or back payment or anything like that. It's going to remain at $10 million for the most part over the next 10, 20, 30, 40 years, because I'm going to have a regular paycheck that's going to, cover up that that I've consistently had $1,000 payments on a monthly basis over the past decade or so, almost over the past decade, with Social Security. So once again, I'm going to have monthly compensation from the University of Miami and contracts with the Central Intelligence Agency. Monthly compensation, a monthly salary, beginning in August or September 2024 for the most part. So I'm going to keep my $10 million for the most part. And over the next 10, 20, 30, 40 years, whenever I use it up, I'm pretty sure I know how to make enough money to be able to get it back to about $10 million. I work very hard. I know how to sell my books. Well, certainly the company knows how to sell my books. I know how to invest, obviously, and I know how to save money, and I know how to work hard to save the monthly compensation that I will receive as a constitutional law professor at the University of Miami, Coral Gables. So once again, I'm going to be purported, and I'm going to be authentically a constitutional law professor at the University of Miami School of Law officially. But I will be broadcasted authentically also as the first president of Yale Law Journal. And that's going to occur in about a year or two. The first president of Yale Law Journal. And it's some sort of it's not a consortium program, but it's some sort of a partnership between Yale University Law School and the University of Miami School of Law. And I did do some work affiliated with course material at Harvard University, even though I never implemented any of that work for the most part within my published works. I did, once again, I did not implement. When I just said I did, but okay, listen. When I said I did just a while ago, I was not talking about Harvard University haven't had any sort of influence on my work. What I was saying is that I did make clear that I did study work affiliated with Harvard University and Harvard University School of Law, but it was not part of any material that I authored or published, or authored and published. So this is what I want you guys to know, in all honesty. In all honesty, this is what I want you guys to know. Nothing that I've ever reviewed, ever read, ever studied, ever worked on outside of my personal work, my professional work, has had any contribution to my my legal and political publications, meaning the legal and political works I have published as being authored by me, because they were all authored by me, and I kept the material that I authored secret until I needed to revise it and edit it and have it published. And the material was never from any other person's work. The material was never based on any other person's conceptualization. The material was never based on any other person's stored information. The material was never a replication or a duplication of any other person's work in any other language or any other articulation of information. So once again, Americana, the New Societies, Concepts, and Political Apperceptions of an Eastern Caribbean Model of Commonality was written solely by me, only by me. So once again, Americana, the New Societies, Concepts, and Political Apperceptions of an Eastern Caribbean Model of Commonality was written only by me. It was authored only by me. It was published only by me. Obviously, and when I say obviously, because I am clearly a genius who was born in the Caribbean, who is American based on nurture and legal education. I'm clearly the strongest genius on the planet, clearly the apex of genius when it comes to political and legal matters on the planet, is clear as day. Not because of my mastering of comparative law, but also because of my mastering of constitutional law and international law, separate and jointly. And it's not because I work hard or I've worked hard. That's just one element of my portfolio, being able to work hard and to like working hard, even though I don't like the stress of having to work hard, just like any other person. I did write all of the work papers on my own, meaning I did author all of the work papers on my own. Once again, I did author all of the work papers on my own. I did author all of the work reports on my own. Once again, I did write all of the work reports on my own. That which has been published by me and presented as authored or written by me. I did author and publish via iUniverse in 2012 and revised in 2013 the book sketch called The New Societies, Concepts, and Apperceptions of an Eastern Caribbean Model of Commonality, the 760-page work. It was incomplete and unedited. It still is incomplete and unedited, okay? I try to get it away, it's just not working. Once again, I am the sole author of the book sketch published with iUniverse titled The New Societies, Concepts, and Apperceptions of an Eastern Caribbean Model of Commonality. It is incomplete and unedited, and I decided to do so on purpose as a deceptive move. Once again, it was lawfully deceptive, and I intended to do so I could work on what I had to work on regarding the final work, the final output of that particular initiative, that particular assignment, which resulted in Americana, the New Society's concepts and political apperceptions of an Eastern Caribbean model of commonality, that which was clearly only authored by me and published by me. When you guys said that you guys worked hard, and you guys worked so hard to be able to discredit me, that means that you guys are supposed to be able to take my work away, I never took you guys seriously, and the Central Intelligence Agency, the authentic employees who were still employed with me, they never took you guys seriously other than protecting me and my intellectual property and their contracts to be able to protect me. And their contracts to protect me or help me has never defrauded my private accounts, and will not get in the way of me enjoying the $10 million that I do have in my financial accounts, which will end up in my Truth bank account by August 2024, meaning in 2 months, 2.5 months or so. Okay, so I don't want you guys to believe that I have any contract with any person to be able to take any amount of money out of my my accounts. I've never had any sort of contract of sort, and I never will. The contracts signed by CIA agents and managers and this and this and that to be able to help me out or to purport helping me out never required, demanded, protected, authorized, endorsed, or articulated them having the right or the privilege or the responsibility to use my money, to claim my money, or to transfer my money to anyone else or any entity. And this is what I want you guys to also know. You know, you guys cannot say that you guys heard glitches in what I was saying or pauses in what I was saying, so therefore what I'm saying is not completely factual or not legally binded or not legally communicative. You guys cannot conclude that, and you guys cannot claim that and actually be perceived and endorsed and authorized and concluded as competent or legitimate in any sort of claim that you guys have, which contrasts what I'm revealing to you guys in any sort of way. I am not practicing speaking American English. I'm not practicing being a law professor. I'm not practicing making speeches. I'm not practicing speaking in front of my family members. I'm not practicing speaking in front of myself or in front of the mirror. I'm not practicing acting crazy for the rest of my life. I'm not acting crazy at all. And I'm not planning on acting crazy at all. So I did do all of the work by myself. And I did communicate that I did not use anyone else's work in authoring and publishing my work, meaning in conceptualizing, writing, editing, and publishing my work. I want you guys to understand that. That's what I mean when I say what I say regarding this particularity of information. So I'm not part of any investment group. I'm not part of any company that attaches itself to members or employees' private accounts for any sort of reason. I'm not part of any 401k plan with any government workers or government associates or community developers or organizers or any such a thing. Or any such thing. Okay, so I'm not bragging at all. I'm not trying to act shocking. I'm not trying to, impress anyone. I just want you guys to know where I stand and the truth on my portfolio and my move to Coral Gables within the next 2 months or so, 2.5 months or so, officially and in reality. Okay? I'm not going to be homeless. I'm not going to be living at any homeless shelter or anyone else's house and allowing folks to live in my house. What you guys just saw with this young man who's sleeping in the laundry room, he needed help. He's homeless right now, and I guess he's waiting for his parents or his family members to be able to contact him. I don't know him at all, in all honesty. I explained he likely is Jameel McGee's brother, but he apparently he's homeless and he's in a tough spot. I don't have any money or resource or any sort of stuff to help him with, but he needed a place to stay for the night, or for last night. That's what he needed, to stay in the laundry room. I don't have space in here for the most part. Even though there are additional beds, I don't think these the tenants were okay with the security breach as they perceived, but it was explained to them that it's not a security breach. They've spoken with him. He's not going to be able to. He's certainly not intending to hurt anyone. Okay, and this is not a setup. I want you guys to know that this is not a setup at all. I want you guys to get all of the nonsense out of you guys' minds and heads. He might be Jameel McGee's brother. They're going to say, well, we think it's Jameel McGee's decoy, because what we learn is that when you become rich and famous, this is what Corinne was saying. I'm going to have to spank Corinne. I'm not going to physically abuse her.